Okay, let's talk about rotation through our spine to help free up our shoulders and shoulder blades to be able to do all of these pretty things that we like to do with them as dancers. Now, a lot of times what will happen is if I were to stand here and cross my arms and try to twist through my spine, we'll see a couple of things. One, as I twist, I may want to let my hips come along with it. Or as I twist, if we're looking up at this upper half, even if I keep my hips staying totally still straight ahead, I may lead with my shoulder blades before I twist through my spine, or tilt or rotate instead of keeping everything nice and square as I move that direction. So we have this drill that we're going to work through. As we do this, we want to think hips and pelvis are going to stay facing straight ahead. Our shoulders and shoulder blades are going to stay sort of glued on our rib cage, and all of our motion is going to twist through our spine, not coming from our shoulders to help us do all of that motion. So level one for this exercise, we're going to cross our arms, take that position we were talking about, keeping our hips straight ahead, and twist through the spine as far as is comfortable. Cleaning up this motion, it may mean that you're not getting nearly as much rotation as you normally would because we're keeping everything super isolated to the spine itself, and that's okay. So that's level one, and you're going to work that in both directions. Level two for my dancers, we're going to bring our arms into this nice first position in front of us. We want to think of having a spotlight coming from our sternum, from our breastbone, pointing straight ahead, shining through the gap of our fingers. As we do this rotation, again thinking of rotating through our spine, that flashlight should always have its beam going between our fingers. We don't want to get to a point where our hands have gotten away from it. So as I do that rotation through my spine, everything's staying matched up as far as I can go, and then I come back to center and do the same thing going the other direction. So that is level two, using our flashlight in a first position. Level three, this is where we start adding complexity. So we're gonna think of that spotlight again, except we're not gonna have as pretty of an alignment coming straight through our first position. We're gonna work through first, overhead to fifth, but you can still see we've got that gap between my hands. That should still match up with where my spotlight is. And then I get my rotation through my spine, and I open my arms and come back down, come through my first position in front of me, up through fifth, rotate through my spine, and open those arms up. So if I do this without focusing on that spine rotation, watch what happens. I'm gonna come up and I kind of crank through my shoulders. And it doesn't look like as smooth or as pretty of a motion or arm line as I'm doing all of that, as opposed to rotating through my spine and getting my arms to open. It also feels a lot easier on my shoulders to get that position if I focus on getting rotation through my spine first. So to review again, level one, you're just gonna work arms across your chest, trying to twist through your spine. Level two for my dancers, we're coming into first position, keeping that flashlight shining between our fingers even as we rotate, keeping shoulders nice and even. And then level three, we're coming through first, up through high fifth, rotating through our spine, and then opening to come back down.